Alright, welcome to Hot Topics TV, y'all. This is the face behind the voice of Hot Topics TV. Some people know it, some people don't. Alright, my other channel on YouTube is SoFlo TV, SOUFLO TV. It's a much bigger channel than this one, of course. We got like 300 and something thousand subscribers over there. You can go check that one out, but we don't do these type of topics over there. We touch on them loosely, but not like how this channel is dedicating to all this. Anyways, man, I'm out here on the road, I'm traveling. But I just felt the need to stop as I wake up this morning, go have some breakfast, and I'm about to get back on the road again. I gotta say this. Watching an interview with Young Thug's lawyer speak, and Young Thug's lawyer said, basically, here's the interview, okay?
So if somebody gets arrested and gets in trouble,
this is it.
Want a deal, law enforcement officers are all too eager to say, well, tell us about Mr. Williams. Is he involved?
I'm not going to let you try to listen to it because the volume is low. But what he's basically saying is other people... Let me read exactly what the headline says. It says, Young Thug's lawyer says that other defendants are getting offered plea deals to tell on Young Thug. So for all the people who are saying, nah, they not snitching, they just taking a deal that will save them from incriminating themselves. The paperwork is right in front of us, and I've read the paperwork, and in the conditions of the paperwork it says they have the right to assert their Fifth Amendment right. I plead the fifth. They can do that in any question that's asked about them that has to do with them, but they must testify truthfully about all other things. You understand? So so basically what that says is you can tell on Thug, you can tell on anybody else, but your deal gives you the right to use the Fifth Amendment to not incriminate yourself. I'm sorry, man, I don't know what y'all want to call that. I guess we're living in a new age where you go to court and you tell on the people that you've been dealing with all this time, and we look at it as complicated. It's not complicated. Everybody can see what this is. I don't know if you want to call it snitching. I don't know if you want to call it telling. I don't know what the hell you want to call it. And on the heels of this, another YSL member takes a plea deal. And the plea deal is similar to Gunna's plea deal. And it's similar to, I can't remember his name right now, the other co-founder of YSL took a plea deal as well. Here's the problem, and I don't understand how a lot of people not seeing this. The prosecution must establish that YSL is a gang. In order for any of this lawsuit to work out for them, the prosecution, they have to establish beyond the shadow of a doubt that the YSL organization is a gang. Once they have established that it is a gang, then after that, they can pin everything else to it, because it's not a record company, it's a gang. So now they can pin racketeering charges and money laundering charges and all these other charges. In other words, you don't really get your money from, this is the picture they're trying to paint, you don't really get your money from music and entertainment. You get a lot of your money from illicit street business, selling drugs, large amounts of drugs, moving it across the Atlanta area, getting into other criminal activities, intimidating witnesses, doing whatever. You out here busting shots, killing people, orchestrating murders, so on and so forth. Those are all the charges. But they must first establish that it is a gang. If they cannot establish that it is a gang, then they'll have to go pick out individuals to deal with, right? Once they establish it's a gang, the RICO case can go forward with all the 20-something people that was under that were indicted in it. That's how it works. So with Thugger sitting in lockup, Thugger saying, my organization is not a gang. We are a record label. We have a group of artists on our roster, and we do music business. This is how this man is in court. To this day, it's still what his lawyer is saying. It's still what he is saying. Thugger's lawyer and Thugger are still maintaining that YSL is not a gang. Now, imagine you sitting up there as the head of this organization, right? And you're like, man, just stay still. We're going to beat this. You know, nobody start getting too anxious and trying to run up out of here. They're going to try to intimidate you by telling you how many years you're going to get to serve. But as long as you keep your mouth shut and never say we are a gang, we should all be okay. Well, guess what happened? Thugger is the only one still saying it's not a gang. Gunna and Gunna is considered his right-hand man. Gunna, his #1 artist. Gunna already on tape said to the prosecution that YSL is a gang. You understand? So when your members start coming out and going to prosecution and saying, yes, I admit it, we are a gang, and we've been a gang, you're fucked. You're basically fucked. So this is the position that he finds himself in. Thugger finds himself in. Everybody is flipping on him. Everybody is telling on him. And that's what it is. It's crazy because Gunna put a message out. And the message that Gunna put out was trying to defend himself. And he's saying, listen, I'm going to read you his message right now. This is Gunna, right? Trying to save face. Shout out to Boosie, by the way, because Boosie called it for what it is. And it is what it is, right? This is Gunna's message from, this is, Slimelife Shawty. Slimelife Shawty. Should have never said anything. This is Slimelife Shawty's message. Slimelife Shawty says, yeah, I'm home. I ain't have to snitch to get here, dickhead. I admitted Young Slime Life was a gang cause it ain't illegal for no group to be a gang. Look it up. That don't hurt nobody. Anybody can be a gang. So he's over here acting like it's not illegal to form a gang and do criminal activities with the gang. If you go back to the question that the prosecution asked Gunna when he was coming out, they're picking these guys apart and they're not even realizing it. At the end of the day, I don't think they want to realize it. I think everybody's trying to go free, right? So when they asked Gunna in court, are you you've established that YSL is a gang? He said, yes, ma'am. The lady says, you've also aware of criminal activities, crimes that were committed by members or associates of this gang in order to further the gang. Gunna said, yes, ma'am. So I don't know what the hell Slimelife Shawty is talking about when he says, it ain't illegal for no group to be a gang. Look it up. Ain't nobody, so anybody can be a gang. Plus, the founder already admitted it. Stupid. What I supposed to say if a founder admitted it? Now, that's the part where you being honest. What else are you supposed to say if the founder already admitted that it is a gang? We understand that you are looking to be free. So you said, Slimelife Shawty basically said, fuck it. If he's saying it's a gang, I might as well go ahead and say it's a gang too, because there's no way we're going to get out of this. He already established with the prosecution that he was a co-founding member of YSL along with Thugger and that other person. There's 3 people, right? And he also now admit that it is a gang. Then you have Gunna admitting that criminal activities were performed and he is aware of people that did criminal activities or committed crimes in order to further the gang. So you see, all he is doing is trying to get his ass out. What I then do was say, yes, it's a fact. People in YSL commit crimes like murder and etc. Because I don't know nothing about that. Slimelife Shawty, you don't have to say they commit no murder, homie. Gunna already did that. Gunna didn't say they committed murder to be exact, but he admitted when he said yes ma'am to the question where the prosecution said, are you aware of criminal activities or crimes that were committed by associates or members of the gang in furtherance of the gang or to further the gang? And he said, yes ma'am. He is aware that crimes were committed by associates or members of YSL in order to further YSL. Come on, that's him admitting everything, right? But they did it so smooth and they did it so quickly, and Gunna was right out of lockup within a few hours of telling all that. I don't know how y'all trying to spin this, but it is what it is. End of the day, this is what it is. Young Thug, is being snitched on by his own people. He's being told on. Everybody is rolling over on him. We got 3 so far. Let's see how many more will be coming out saying the same thing. His attorney said basically what they're trying to do is get as many people as possible to point fingers at Thugger to say, yes, he did it. We saw him do this. We saw him do that. Whatever the case may be. They can't get up there and say, that man is innocent. We ain't never seen him do nothing. That's not a part of your deal. The part of your deal says you must truthfully testify. That means if you know of anything that he planned, anything that he gave the orders to, or all that, you have to, or else you have broken your deal. Therefore, the law can break now, come back and get you and put you back in jail if they find out, or in prison if they find out that you knew about all that, but you plead the fifth. The only thing in the deal that says pleading the fifth is where each person incriminates themselves. You are free to go. Do not tell a story that incriminates you. In other words, talk and tell on everybody else, but you can plead the fifth when it comes to incriminating you. I hope this helps everybody to understand where this case is at. Yesterday, Young Thug, who's still 10 toes down in it, because Thug at this point, some of us are saying, yo, you know what? The best thing for Thug to do right now is to actually just take a deal. Take a deal, because everybody else already flipped. It's already established now through admittance from your own crew members that y'all were a gang, right? And that crimes were committed by members of in order to further the gang. So what else are you going to do after that? Well, he scored a little victory yesterday. Not a little, it's a major victory in court. His lawyers, Thugger lawyers, were able to get the judge to throw out the phone evidence. They raided his home in 2015 and they took everybody's cell phone that was in there, and there's a lot of shit on the cell phones. A lot of it is coded. A lot of the stuff they were talking about, the cell phones and how he used to send messages through Snapchat or send messages through a app that erases everything immediately within seconds of it being up there, like 30 seconds or 10 seconds or something like that. So they're not able to trace that, but they have other evidence on the phones. So his attorney said, you guys entered his home without a search warrant and took those phones. So therefore, because you got it illegally, you should have never have held on to that. And based on that, those phones and all the evidence on those phones cannot be used in this case against him. And the judge agreed and says throw out the phones and all the evidence that came from the phones. So that's a little victory going forward. But how much victory do you think is going to come out of it when the system wants at least one person? Listen, don't think that the government's going to go to trial, build a whole big ass RICO case, and everybody out of 26 people are going to walk away. It's going to make them look stupid, right? It's going to make them look like they had an agenda, they had a vendetta. So somebody is going to have to take the fall for this. And right now, what they're doing is they're rallying the troops against Thugger, because he's seen as the honcho, label head, the person who got big checks in the music industry and then used those big checks to finance a criminal organization to flip the money in the streets then, right? And they want him, and they want him bad. And it looks like, hey, if he don't start talking some kind of plea deal for himself, they're gonna get him. They're gonna get him. Some people get brave and be like, fuck it, take me to trial. But they're telling you, yo, if you blow trial, means you go to trial, you don't take a plea deal on the table, you go to trial, you're looking at 2025. Some people got to be brave to say, I don't give a damn, take me to trial. At this point, when everybody else in your shit is saying, we are a gang, I don't think it's a wise idea. I don't even know if there's a deal on the table for Thugger. Let's see if there is. And if it is, will he accept it? At this point, I wouldn't be mad if I seen Thugger come out and say, yeah, we are a gang, but we're not that kind of a gang, or something, right? Either way, it is what it is. The 3 who took the deals so far are, y'all know the word, 6ix9ine. I'm just saying. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. I'm about to go get back on the road. I got a whole lot of driving, like 8 hours of driving to do today. Alright, have yourself a good weekend, and be careful who you keep in your circle. Everybody tough till the feds come, and that's real. I'm out. Peace.